I know it sounds a bit cringe, but there are certain clothes that just make you look hotter, no matter who you are. And there's no shame in wanting to look a bit hotter. When we look good, we feel good. And style is mostly performative anyway, so let's make it work for us. Today I want to talk about some specific pieces and things you can do to make yourself look like a 10 out of 10. I'll also leave links to everything I talk about down in the description box below, in case you want to try them out for yourself. There's one thing I want to call out before we get into this video properly because I can already see the comments. Yes, of course, being in shape can help a lot with style. No one is denying that. But my hope is that the things in this video can be pretty much applied to anyone. I'm going to be talking about things that are great because of what they are and how they're made, rather than why they look great on the person wearing them, if that makes sense. Let's just get into it. Up first is going to be a short denim jacket. I'm not talking about those awkwardly long ones that can't decide if they're a coat or not. I mean a denim jacket that sits somewhere around your waist and isn't super oversized. Denim jackets are up there with the most classic menswear pieces in history, and they were invented to be practical and easy to move around in. So when someone wears a proper classic denim jacket, it looks way better than the weirdly fitting modern ones. Vintage Lee, Wrangler and Levi's are great places to start, but Sugarcane, Double RL and lots of other shops will do them as well. Just keep an eye on that shoulder to hem measurement to make sure that they're not too long. Since we're talking about denim, we have to talk about jeans. And just like the jacket, all you really need is a classic fit. That means a straight cut leg, so no crazy taper inwards or flare outwards. Regular fitting throughout, so somewhere between comfortably slim and relaxed. Not super baggy or super slim. Preferably a mid-rise, so they sit somewhere around your waist rather than your hips. And extra points if you can get butt pockets that actually sit on your butt, rather than sagging down. The obvious choice is the Levi's 501s, especially in some of their vintage cuts that they've recently released. But to be honest, if you just look for any straight cut regular fitting jeans, they will likely be some sort of 501 clone because they are just so ubiquitous. There's just so many varieties of jeans out there at the moment trying hard to be different, but classic will always look the best. In terms of footwear, the most undeniably best looking are leather boots. Combat boots, cowboy boots, derby boots, whatever your preference, a pair of genuine leather boots will always look good and can lift up any outfit from average to amazing. Most guys are wearing childish, colourful sneakers these days, so when you turn up in leather boots, you instantly look like the most mature and stylish person in the room. Personally, I've always liked the derby style, something like the Doc Martens 1460 made in England, or the Solitaire 8-eye derbies. They give off a hint of military vibe, but can be worn both casually and smart with ease. Now I've talked a lot in this video about the things you should be doing, but one thing we should all definitely be avoiding is allowing data brokers to steal and sell our information. The good news is that you can stop them with today's video sponsor, Incogni. Did you know there are hundreds of data brokers out there right now selling your home address, phone number, and even your health interests to the highest bidder? Scammers can get hold of this information and then take out credit cards and run up debt in your name. If you've ever wondered why you're getting bombarded with weird spam texts or weirdly specific robotic calls about your insurance, that's data brokers at work. Normally, if you wanted to stop them, you'd have to reach out to each company individually and manually request a data removal. But there are hundreds of them. It would probably take you days, if not weeks, to do it by yourself. But you can protect yourself with Incogni by giving them permission to go out on your behalf to all of these data brokers and demand that they delete your information. They deal with all the annoying follow-ups so you don't have to, and they constantly rescan the same websites to ensure your information doesn't pop back up at any point. Also, they've recently introduced custom removals, where you can submit specific links to Incogni for them to request deletion, just in case you come across something that needs to be taken down as quickly as possible. This is great because it covers data brokers who might not be on the automated list. Incogni will set you up with a dashboard to track the progress of your requests, so you can watch as your digital deep clean takes place. Otherwise, you can just set and forget while Incogni does all the hard work for you. They can't harm you if they can't find you. Give them a try and use my code JAMESLONG at the link in the description or the pinned comment to get 60% off an annual plan. Thanks again to Incogni for sponsoring today's video. Alright, this isn't clothing, but everyone should consider wearing it regardless. it's fragrance. Find yourself a fragrance for summer and a fragrance for winter, and it's going to make all the difference. For summer, you want something bright and fresh. I quite like Chanel Allure Homme Sport, but when that runs out, I'm going to be getting Neroli Portofino by Tom Ford. And for winter, you want something spicy and woody. My favourite is YSL La Nuit de l'Homme, but I also love Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. I've had more compliments about the way I smell than I ever have about my clothes. The right smell can totally change the way people perceive you, and even your average outfits can look appealing. So make sure you give yourself a spritz or two before you leave the house. A slightly oversized and relaxed button-up is an actual get hot quick cheat code in my opinion. Slim or fitted shirts definitely do have their place, but there's something about a big shirt worn casually but intentionally that looks so stylish, especially when you tuck it in and roll the sleeves up, and especially when you wear a vintage one which has a bit of fade, where the cotton is broken in and soft. Old Ralph Lauren, J. Crew, JCPenney, Dior, Armani, there's so many to choose from and they shouldn't cost you a lot. Get a couple of these in different patterns and colours in your wardrobe and look effortlessly good every time you get dressed. Another way to look effortlessly good is to simply wear more black. There's something about black clothes and all black outfits in general that looks so mysterious and chic. Definitely gives off a more high-end vibe, and it's a great way to slim down your figure and hide all your lumps and bumps if that's something you want to consider. It doesn't just have to be one shade or texture of black either. Mix it up, maybe faded jeans on bottom and a solid black knitted sweater or cardigan on top. You don't even need to go all black for this to work actually. Just incorporating more black pieces and then breaking it up with different colours is going to work just as well. It wouldn't be a men's fashion video if we didn't mention white t-shirts, but they really are the ultimate measure of a man's style. So getting a good quality, regular to slim fitting white t-shirt that fits you well is a shortcut to looking hotter. You want something with a decent weight to it so it drapes nicely, a sturdy collar which won't turn into bacon after a few washes, it shouldn't be too long nor too short, and the sleeves should just have a regular length to them as well. I've done 2 entire videos on white t-shirts, so feel free to have a watch if you want a deep dive into the ones I think are best. But once you find your perfect white tee, it will elevate everything else in your wardrobe. Now we talked about denim jackets earlier, but another one you should consider is a short leather jacket. Nothing screams confidence more than a properly fitting, genuine leather jacket. They're a real grown-up piece, and they just give off this type of aura that demands respect. Every time I wear one, I get at least one person asking about it, wanting to find out more. It's hard to take your eyes off a good quality leather jacket. The 2 I currently own are the mini leather jacket from our Legacy. I like this because it's got a very modern cut and minimal design. The second one I have is the Aero Leathers Type 3 jacket, which I had custom made to my exact specifications. This one is a beast that was made in Scotland using horsehide, but you should find one that suits your tastes and needs. The only thing I will say is to look for genuine full grain leather if possible. It will last way longer and age beautifully. I touched upon this earlier, but I feel like it needs its own section. Wearing things with a bit of age to them is a must in my opinion. Something with a bit of character, fading, distressing, or history to it. It just looks so much more appealing than that packet fresh look. Of course, both have their place, but for more casual setting outfits, wearing clothing that actually looks used and lived in is the way to go. It just makes you look way more easygoing and comfortable in what you're wearing, rather than that kind of stuck-up, try-hard look that crispy new clothes tend to give off. As we're moving out of summer and into autumn winter, I need to mention wool coats. At the risk of sounding like someone straight out of the manosphere, these just make you look powerful. A heavyweight woolen coat is one of the ultimate statement pieces. They give you presence, style, and of course, they keep you ultra warm and cozy. Wearing one of these will make you look like you know what you're doing. You could turn up to any management meeting in one of these, and people are gonna listen, even if you don't work there. I've never felt more confident than I do in a long length, thick wool coat. Just make sure the one you get is on the more relaxed side rather than a fitted one. I do like to look for vintage. The old Burberry ones are magnificent, but if you want to buy new, MF Pen and APC do some nice mid-range priced ones, or look somewhere like A-Press if you've got money to burn. So those are the things that I think most guys could wear and look instantly hotter. Let me know if you agree with them or if there's anything else you would add. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.